So hello guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today we'll be discussing about Sunrisers Hyderabad and Rajasthan Royals. Let's start with one of your favorite teams, Pratik, Sunrisers Hyderabad. What are your first thoughts when you look at how their auction has panned out?
The auction was decent, I would say, not very great, but given the purse they had and they had done a excellent job pre-auction. They retained all the players that they could have, and they retained 5 players of the starting 11. So that is a very good job done by the Sunrisers team. But in the auctions, I felt a bit disappointed with the picks they made, and these players may not fit into their 11 as per their requirement, but irrespective, they are very good players. So I think Ishan Kishan in particular, this wicket will suit him a lot. But again, he thrives the best when opening the batting. But here they already had Travis Head and Abhishek Sharma to open the innings, which they won't disturb and they should not disturb. So I feel Ishan Kishan was a bit over the top for them. They should have gone for someone like a Nitish Rana, who came even after and could have got him for a lower price as well. But they went with Ishan Kishan. Maybe keeping any kind of injury to the big hitting Heinrich Klaasen, who is their main wicketkeeper as well. So that can be one of the cases. Also, I think the lower middle order they don't have anyone. Last year it was their issue. They had inexperienced Abdul Samad, and actually Shahbaz Ahmed played really well for them. I'm a bit disappointed they let him go, and he just smashed 100 of 51 or 52 balls against Punjab in the at Rajkot in the Smart, just 2 days prior to the auction. And I don't know how they let him go. He could bowl a little bit of left arm off spin as well. Also, they could have got Washington Sundar back, but they decided to let him go at a very low price, like 3.6 or something. So some players, I think the lower middle order is again an issue for them, just like last year. And again, the top in the batter at number three will haunt them if Ishan Kishan doesn't come good. So that they these are two spots of concern for them. Bowling wise, I think they have created a very well-rounded bowling attack, given all the conditions that they will play. They have Shami to partner with Pat Cummins. I think two of the best bowlers of this generation, at least for of the last decade. And they have Harshal Patel, the running off spinner, who always gets wickets. No matter how he bowls, gets wickets in the last 4 5 seasons, if you see. Then they have got two very good wrist spinners, Adam Zampa from Australia and Rahul Chahar. So all in all, I see the bowling attack is very well rounded, but the batting, especially if they suffer a collapse, then they are going to be in a lot of trouble. It's like it's my way or it's highway or my way, that kind of a thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Any closing comments? Yeah.
yeah, so this is my take from the auction for them. I think they could have done a little better with the domestic batting options. Otherwise, it's a very good team.
Yeah, exactly the same thoughts. Domestic batting options, I think they lack plenty. If you look at the first 11, they have put on a very good 11. As you mentioned, they retained five of their first 11 players, and on top of that, they built uh, you know, a very rounded 11. Of course, let's talk about the bowling front first. Outstanding bowling lineup: Mohammad Shami, Pat Cummins, and then you have Harshal Patel, who always chips in with wickets. I mean, yeah, whatever kind of wickets they are, maybe a boundary catch or whatever, he chips in with the wickets regularly. So yeah, they have got a great balance there. Two leg spinners, which is a luxury in this day and age. Two quality leg spinners like Rahul Chahar and Adam Zampa. That puts their bowling lineup as one of the best alongside a few others in this tournament. So bowling is very much sorted unless there's a injury to somebody. That's a concern. That becomes a concern in that case. They do have options like Simarjeet Singh, who is recently clocking up 140s. So that's a great addition for them. So let's see how they go. But with the bat, solid openers. Travis had Abhishek Sharma. No, I think very few opening combinations all around the world can compete with that. After that, you have Ishan Kishan at three. Then they have Nitish Reddy. Then they have Heinrich Klaasen, Abhinav Manohar. Again, a very good finisher. Did the job for GT. But yeah, here's where the problem starts. That number seven, eight kind of a slot after Abhinav. Uh, I know maybe if you look at the 11, you don't need an extra guy. But if you look at the other teams with the impact player, everybody has that extra batter. So that is where they'll have a problem. They could have gone for a Washington Sundar also, whom they let go of. I mean, it was like kind of a brain fade for me. But yeah, that's the only part where they have some holes. And of course, if there is any injury to their first 11 players, then they'll have a problem. Yeah. All in all, a very good setup. So how would you
Definitely.
rate their option?
The best I can give is seven. As I said, there are a lot because there are a lot of holes in their 11. If you see, because last year I went to watch the final, right? So if somehow you get rid of the openers in all the games, if you see they have lost, the openers didn't fire. That was the problem. Even when
Yeah,
Klassen fired, actually, in most of the games, the openers did very well.
did very
If
well.
the
Exactly.
openers don't do a very good start, then the onus is on Klassen. Nitish Reddy did step
And
up 1 2 games because he's very new. Nitish Reddy is I think 21 only,
yeah,
but as he
23.
played for India now, so he will be coming back with a lot of confidence. So and I feel he has one of the highest ceilings for the younger players, just like
Yes,
your
absolutely
Abhishek
agree.
Sharma and Tilak Verma. These three, I think they are going to play a lot of cricket for India going forward. And again, this is a make or break season for Ishan Kishan. I feel he was partly decent with the game in the last cycle, in the last 3 seasons. He could have done a lot more. I feel given you are playing your all your games at 1K day, at least 7 of them in a year, and you barely score 400 runs. So I think that is pretty average. And I think he this season is going to be a make or break for season for him. He has to bat well
Yeah,
because he has to bat with responsibility as well as he has to play some attacking shots.
yeah. I think
Along with
from a
Nitish
mindset,
Reddy, along with Nitish Reddy, he has to show some responsibility in this 11 because as you said, there is not much batting left after him and Nitish. Only Klassen is there. Abhidham Manohar, well, he is good, but he's not some big name currently, at least. And Aniket Verma, we don't know much about him. He's an all-rounder, as I read, fast bowling all-rounder. So let's see what happens.
yeah, I mean, as you mentioned, a lot of responsibility falls on those two guys, Nitish Reddy and Ishan Kishan. But I hope they have a great season, good for Indian cricket if you look at from that perspective. But yeah, let's move on. Before moving on to the other team, I'd like to give Sunrisers Hyderabad, because they have a very good 11 compared to CSK. I would give them a 7.5 in this auction. So that makes their overall as a 7.25 from the two of us. So yeah,
Yes.
that's that about the Sunrisers Hyderabad. Let's move on to one of their perennial rivals, which is the Rajasthan Royals. They've had some great games together. If you circle back to, let's say, 2021 IPL or the 2020 IPL, where even Rashid Khan towards the end got them a win in one of the games. From Rajasthan side, Parag finished one of those games. So very close contests, perennial rivals, as I would like to call them. So let's hear your thoughts first on the Rajasthan Royals.
Rajasthan Royals, I think they did a decent job on the in the auction table because they knew the players that they were going for. Because they retained some 6 players before the auction. I think they dropped Josh Butler for a reason because I mean I don't support that by any means. I don't support that decision, but I see Sanju is opening for India nowadays in T20 cricket. So I feel Sanju, keeping that in mind, they let go of Josh Butler, and the other opener is also Yashasvi Jaiswal. I think these two guys will open for India. If not, if India doesn't decide to bring Shubman Gill back. So I think Rajasthan Royals did a good job. And again, Rajasthan Royals, I don't see the power hitter. Apart from Hetmeyer, I don't see any power hitter for them in the lower middle order. Also, Rajasthan Royals backups is a problem, same as Sunrisers. The starting 11 looks very solid, but after that, I don't see anyone.
Yeah, I mean, kind of agree with you. And having retained a core group of batters, they were like in shopping in the auction for so many bowlers. One of their bowlers that they got was they got it from Mumbai Indians. I'm sure you must have been a bit disappointed that Mumbai Indians could not get hold of Jofra Archer. I mean, we don't know about how his injury status is as of now. He's playing, I think, but
Yeah,
I haven't
he's
seen
doing decent. He's doing
I
decent in
haven't
the
seen
recent
that much
series
of him
against.
recently.
Yeah, in the recent series against West Indies, he fared really well. He got some wickets and he was economical only, like 7.5, 30, 32 runs in 4 overs. I think it's pretty economical in these days. And Jofra Archer, I think, yeah, that was a tough crack. But they took him away from us. Anyways, we got bowled back, so yeah, it's an eye for an eye thing. Anyways, Jofra Archer, I feel, is one key player for them. Definitely going forward, Jofra had his best years with Rajasthan, if you remember, in the 2020, where he won the Player of the Tournament award. So if Jofra can roll back the years and be at his lethal best, then he's going again. He can be one of the best pacers in the world.
Definitely.
And the only another problem I see, and I feel really surprised, is if you see the last cycle, the 3 years, Rajasthan played really well. I think they reached final in the 22 season with Josh Butler doing the heavy work, heavy lifting. Then in 23, they missed out on the semi in the playoff spot by some margin. And again in 24, they reached the they won some 6 or 7 games at the top, and again that faded away somehow. And
Yes.
but they
Yes.
managed to make it to the playoffs. Now the problem with Rajasthan, what I feel is the best thing about Rajasthan was their spinners, the Indian spinners, Ravi Ashwin and Yuzi
Yeah.
Chahal. These, especially Yuzi Chahal, I think he took 20 plus wickets in all the 3 seasons. I think he won the Purple Cap once as well. But they let go both of them. I don't see any logic actually. If you see, I don't see any logic in retaining Dhruv Jurel or a Simran Hetmeyer. I mean, Simran Hetmeyer faced some 70 balls in the last year's IPL. I mean, I don't see any logic in retaining him for 11 crores. You could have if you want someone to play 10 balls, you could have got Rahman Powell back in the auction, or even Shimron Hetmeyer you could have got back in the auction. I see absolutely no point in retaining Shimron Hetmeyer over someone like a Yuzi Chahal. That guy took 20 plus wickets for you every season, and he was the main guy in
Yeah.
your
I
bowling
mean,
attack.
they definitely could have gotten. So I would say retaining Shimron Hetmeyer is one thing. I mean, I agree that they could have, anyhow gotten him in the auction, maybe at a bit higher price. They could have
No,
even
11 seems
substituted
a
him
very
with some
big
other
price.
option.
11.
But yeah, your point was absolutely correct. You do not let go of an Indian spinner when you have somebody, especially of that stature that UZ Chahal has. As you could see, teams went after him and he got sold for 18 crores in the auction. So that shows
Correct.
the value that the player had. I mean, yeah, definitely they could have retained him. But again, it also depends on the price chart. Probably they couldn't have, probably they wouldn't have been able to make that deal. So that also is something that we have to keep in mind there. But yeah, forget about that. Let's like moving on. How do you see the team constructed? I mean, for me, the 11 is very clear. If you want, I can go first.
Yeah, yeah, you can. Please go first.
Yeah, for me, the 11 is like very straightforward. Samson Jaiswal, they open. Nitish Rana, great purchase at 3, followed by the retentions, Parag and Jurel. I think they have to step up and They have to play perhaps an even bigger role than what they played last seasons. Then they have Hetmeyer at 6. Then, as you mentioned before, here is where they are a bit light. Uh, it starts with Hasaranga, Archer, and then you go on to the bowlers with maybe an Akash Madwal, and of course, yeah, Sandeep Sharma will be your number 11. The impact sub, I see Thikshana as the second spinner to Hasaranga. So that's how I would have them shape up. What's your 11?
So the top six remains the same, and in the top six, as we see, there is only one foreigner, that is Hetmeyer, right?
Hetmeyer.
So at number seven, my number seven is Vanindu Hasaranga. Number eight
Same.
is Jofra. Number
Yes.
nine is Tushar Deshpande.
You got
Number Deshpande, because they caught him for a hefty price, and he bowled pretty well in the last two seasons for Chennai.
Hmm.
Then at number nine, I said Deshpande, right? Deshpande number
Yeah.
nine. Tikshana starts for me. Sandeep Sharma. Yeah, Sandeep Sharma will be my impact sub. That's the only trick. Sandeep Sharma will come in as the impact sub, and Jofra will. I think Jofra will partner Sandeep Sharma with the new ball, and Deshpande can chip in with the middle overs as well as. I think they can try
I
some
think that's
combinations.
yeah, that's exactly what I had as well. I just missed naming 12. I named 11. I just recalled it. So yeah, overall that's the same 11 that we both have. 11 plus one rather. So yeah, overall that looks like a good team, but again, one injury here and there, maybe an injury to a Samson or a Jaiswal, then that would be a full stop to their season. That's the risk that they are playing
That is
with.
one risk, and also the major risk is I don't see anyone partnering Hasaranga in the middle overs as a spinner.
They
Okay,
will have
Tikshana is
Tikshana.
good. Tikshana is good with. I mean, Tikshana is good in patches. I mean, yeah, you can trust Tikshana. Of course, he's an international spinner, but something what these two did, Ashwin and Yuzi, in as a pair, it will be very
Hmm.
hard to replicate for them.
Yeah, yeah, and they don't even have a third option. They have Kumar Kartikeya, who is a good talent, but not reliable, definitely, compared to a Thikshana or a Hazaranga. So that would be a problem, but yeah, let's see how they fare. So overall, how do you rate their auction?
Again, I'll not rate them very high, but only good thing is they they went for the players that they actually needed. So by that, I will give them a seven. Also,
I
not
would,
picking Indian spinners, not picking in. I cut most my rating down because they didn't pick any of the spinners, Indian spinners.
yeah, yeah, same for me as well. Like, I mean, how do you not pick Indian spinners? That is always there. Uh, so yeah, point deductions from my side as well. But I still rate them a 7.5. I would say they are close to Sunrisers Hyderabad. At least in terms of bowling, they have got quite a few decent options. With the bat, also they are good. Yeah, so 7.5 from my side. I think that takes them to a total of 7.25, which is exactly the same as Sunrisers Hyderabad. So yeah, so that's all for this episode of the IPL 2025 auction review. We'll join back in the next video with two other teams. Do you want to give a spoiler, Pratik? Who are they going to be?
Yeah, my home team currently
Yeah,
RCB.
so RCB fans gear up for the next one. So that's all for today. Hope you like this video. If you like this video, consider subscribing to our channel so that we can bring you so much of content that we have in our store as soon as possible. So yeah, see you in the next video. Ciao.